This just keeps getting better for this Houston Texan rookie who is making some significant gains this offseason in training camp. And we're going to give you all the details about this rookie. And you're probably wondering, didn't we just talk about this guy 2 days ago? Yes, we did, but the updates keep coming. And we're going to give that all to you right here on Texans Digest. Welcome back to the channel for all your news, updates, and rumors regarding your H-Town team, your favorite H-Town team, the Houston Texans. And the updates just keep coming about this new rookie who we drafted in April. We drafted him pretty much as someone who we thought was going to compete long-term at the left tackle position with Cam Robinson. And as many of you know, Laremy Tunsil was our left tackle last season. Obviously, we traded him recently to the Washington Commanders, and so we're trying to fill that position. And right now, Cam Robinson seems to be the guy that's going to take over in terms of that position. But that does not mean Aireontae Ersery is done or is not going to be a starter. There's so much good news about this rookie who, quite frankly, is settling in as Houston's starting right tackle, which, while new, hasn't been as challenging as some might think. And I'm going to give you a brief quote from Aireontae Ersery about playing right tackle. He says, "It's like riding a bike. Once you get on it, you keep pedaling. It's not that hard. I'm getting more comfortable at right tackle." And this is big news for what was a depleted, terrible, atrocious, awful, did I mention terrible offensive line last season. This offensive line gave up 52 sacks on the year, which is not good for C.J. Stroud's long-term health. But getting a guy like Ersery could be huge in making this offensive line where it needs to be. In every interview I've seen so far of Ersery, has me kind of, I love him more and more the more he talks, the more he goes about the way. He had recently had some media availability just a day ago talking about being on the Texans. And I'm going to just give you a quick rundown of what he said in said interview. Pretty much saying he's trying to earn everything that he is getting here in Houston, right? He understands he's a rookie. He understands he's learning a new position, and he understands that he has a lot to gain from everyone around him. He's just, in his words, trying to just be a speck on the wall, trying to absorb everything and get better day by day. He complimented Coach Popovich. Coach Popovich, the offensive line coach, commended him. He pretty much was like, he's very similar to my O-line coach back in Minnesota, and so kind of being under a coach that's kind of similar is great for me because I just did it for 5 years at the University of Minnesota. He also commented about the Texas weather, of course. Minnesota, very, very cold place. Texas, very, very hot place. And so he's like just saying, that kind of transition's been tough, right? Like it's playing in a totally different environment. And he talked about in training camp, he talked to the reporters saying, usually if you watch me, I practice and then I kind of make my way to like the pool area just to kind of cool down, try to make sure I'm all good. And so there is that. And also, of course, he's commended his quarterback that he will be protecting next year, C.J. Stroud, saying how much of a great competitive leader that he is. And again, he's just trying to absorb as much as he can because he knows that he could be playing significant minutes next year, plays next year, and significant time as the right tackle for the Houston Texans. And that is all very, very great news. And yes, playing tackle has some similarities between left and right tackle, but they differ on the major details like footwork, hand placement, and angles on where to attack the defensive end. That's where Ersery continues to work through drills, asking advice from the veterans on where he needs to improve. And so he's talking to a lot of people, and the two people that he's been talking to are Danielle Hunter. He's been working with Will Anderson as well. They recently posted a bunch of videos of him working with Hunter Anderson on their social media accounts, and so it's very, very cool to see him work with some veterans in this league, like Hunter, who are one of the best D linemen in the NFL, one of the top ranked in the top 100 recently, according to a new survey. And so I'm going to take you to a quote that Ersery had said about Danielle Hunter, saying, quote, "One thing Danielle Hunter did mention to me is that the great ones play and have great technique when they are tired. That right there is something that stuck with me. I just try to focus on that. When we are out here, we play in different situations and practice and really hone in on my technique. And I love this from Aireontae Ersery. I love that he's very meticulous. He's focused on the little things and the most important things that are going to make him as good as he possibly can be. He knows he's learning a totally new position, right? He knows that he's got an uphill battle to climb in terms of solidifying himself on this team. But by focusing and by working with other veterans, it's only going to make him better. DeMeco Ryans, he also spoke about Aireontae Ersery, as Mike Zanetti mentioned before in a previous video about DeMeco Ryans and what he said. He said they switched him left tackle, right tackle, and they're impressed with what he's able to do so far on the Houston Texans. They're not surprised, but it's good to see that he is wanting to learn and wanting to get better at these positions, and seeing him do that on a daily basis, right, is great news, because this offensive line, it needed a huge change. When we traded Larry Tunsil, there was a lot of people talking a little bit about, why would you trade your best, offensive tackle? And to those people credit, right? Like, yes, like, why would you do that? But in my opinion as well, I think that was the right move. I think this offensive line just needed a complete reset, just a complete, like, get down to the roots, get down to what we can do. It's completely, control alt delete this and get back to work and make this offensive line. And the steps in that plan are coming to fruition, right? Cam Robinson, okay, you're going to be left tackle. You're a veteran. Great. Aireontae Ersery, we drafted you in the second round. We want to put you somewhere. Let's try right tackle. And so far, he's just getting better and better and better. And he's finding his groove in this offensive line. That is the title of one of the articles that I was basing off all of this on. He is finding his groove. He is finding his way to be playing on Sundays and to be playing for this Houston Texans team. And when I mentioned playing, I got big news playing, because the Houston Texans, if in case you did not know, play on Saturday. They play on Saturday. We are going to see Houston Texans football on Saturday. We play the Minnesota Vikings, kind of a little bit of a homecoming for Aireontae Ersery, playing at the U of M for 5 years. And so we're going to give you all the updates on it. And now not only how Ersery did, but also on how the team did and what we can expect going forward from all of these players playing for these spots. It's all going to be very, very exciting. We're going to have all those updates for you guys right here on the channel. We are going to give them to you as they come out. We're going to be very, very quick with it, so stay tuned for all of that. And so, but before we end this video, I want to throw it back to you guys right now. What do you think of Aireontae Ersery so far? Is he, in fact, in your opinion, the next offensive lineman star for this team? Is this the right guy that we should invest in? In my opinion, I absolutely believe so, considering his attitude and his ability to work hard and his ability to just pick the brains of those around him. There was a video of him doing some drills with Daniel Hunter and Will Anderson, and so just seeing that and then them having conversations of how to get better is just amazing. I love that for him. I hope he has a great career for us in the Houston Texans. Still a lot to be had, right? We still got training camp to go through. We still have these preseason games to go through. It's all coming into fruition, so I just hope for nothing but the best for Aireontae Ersery. But let me know in the comments. We have more updates for you guys, and we'll see you on the next episodes of Texans Digest. I'm your host, Donovan Ricondo. We'll see you on the next one. Adios.